Today we've got the Mathews Prima up against Bowtech's Eva Shockey. See my thoughts on these two bows? Then go ahead and stay tuned. Okay, so first up, let's talk about the Prima. Prima specs are a 5.5 inch brace height. You're looking at a 30-inch axle bow. This thing is light, coming in at 3.93 pounds. You got really thin limbs that help because you don't have to go further than 60 pounds as far as weight or draw weight goes. You're looking at the adjustability of 21.5 inches up to 27.5. So if you're above 27.5, this bow is not going to fit you. The IBO speed rating is 321 feet a second. Pretty decent speed, especially for something that is only shooting 300 or shooting at 27.5 inch draw. So we are going to test that at 60 pounds, 27.5 inch draw, and see what speed it really is getting. You are getting an 80% let off, and the draw weights that you are able to shoot this with is a 40, 50, and 60. Let's go over the specs of the Eva Shockey bow and then shoot these two bows. All right, so now we've got Eva Shockey Gen 2 bow made by Bowtech. The specs of this bow, it weighs 3.9 pounds. The draw weight adjustability is 23.5 to 28.5. So you do have an additional inch of adjustability with Eva Shockey bow. So that is kind of beneficial. You also have that deadlock system to tune it to adjust your cams and get that tuned, shooting bullet holes, which is really nice. You can get it in a 40, 50, and 60 pound draw weight. It has an IBO speed rating of 323. Same axle at 30 inches, and the brace height is 7 inches. So it has a little bit larger brace height, which is gonna be a little bit more forgiving than that Mathews Prima. Real quick, guys, I just wanna let you know, I do have my giveaway still going for the Give Back giveaway, giving back to our veterans. So I just wanna let you guys know, there are still a few entries left. So if you go to haxenhunt.com, buy a flag, that's gonna get you automatically entered in to win 2 bows of your choice, and then we're gonna donate $5,000 to Wishes for Warriors to help get our veterans out and about and give them the opportunity out in the outdoors. So if you don't mind, go over to my website, purchase a flag, get entered. There's only 300 entries and I only have a few left, so jump in on that. The flags are on sale, so as soon as they're sold out, that means the giveaway is over and we will pick a winner. So big thanks to everybody that has already entered. Really appreciate it, and let's get back to it. All right, first up is going to be that Prima. Balance is pretty good. It is Mathews, so I don't like that grip, and I'll tell you on every Mathews video. But it balances pretty good. It's really, really light, which I kind of enjoy. Set up at 60 pounds and 27.5 inch draw. So let's draw this thing back and see how it feels. See if you guys can see the whole bow. Draw back. Really smooth draw. Let's do that again. Kind of dumps in that back wall. Then again, it is really short and it is only 60 pounds. I'm used to shooting 80. And so it could just be, no, it dumps into the back wall pretty soft. Your cable stops, wow, solid back wall. There is zero sponge to that. Let's shoot this thing. Let's go right there. Okay, very solid shot. The follow through of it is honestly really smooth, and it settles like incredibly. Wow. Okay, so right off the bat, male or female, literally does not matter. This bow shoots really, really good. So if your specs are below 27.5 and 60 pounds, whether you're a dude or a girl, I would recommend shooting this thing and just seeing your thoughts on it. Just, you know, shoot it in your shop and see, because it's so light. If these were the specs that I was shooting, I would highly recommend giving that a shot. So shoots really good, feels really good, and has that same just look as your regular Mathews, which is kind of nice, because from afar, I mean, you could think that that's a Phase 4, not necessarily a Prima, and it is a price tag of, I believe, $1,100, so it is basically a flagship bow, just in that woman's lineup. So let's grab this Eva Shockey bow and give that a few shots. Okay, so here is that Eva Shockey bow. Balance is really good. I feel like it has a heavier base. It feels very similar to like the SS34 as far as the balance goes. It is set up the same 60 pounds at 27.5-inch draw. Let's draw this thing back and see. Okay. Really solid back wall, very similar, might be a little spongier. Okay. That thing shoots honestly really nice. The price tag of this one was $100 more at $1,200. That Prima is 11, this is 12. Super smooth draw, solid back wall, doesn't dump into it very hard at all. Your grip is a much more flat, square surface area that you're going to be more consistent with as far as torque goes. That Mathews has a little bit more of a rounded edge, which causes your hand and palm to kind of roll on that. That's solid. Okay, honestly, super good shooting bow, feels really good. First impressions of both are really good. Pretty impressed with how both of those are shooting. I am curious to see what speeds that they're getting. I've got 4 different weighted arrows coming in at 440 grain, 480, 500, and 520. We'll shoot all of those through the chronograph, see what speeds each of them are producing, and then we're gonna decide which one I would rather choose if I was in the market for these two. All right, so first up through the chronograph is gonna be the Mathews Prima. Again, it is 27.5-inch draw, 60-pound limbs with a 440 grain arrow. 236, 480 grain arrow. 224, 500 grain arrow. 219, last but not least, a 520 grain arrow. 216, so you're looking at anywhere from 216 up to 236, and again, that is kind of a heavier arrow setup for a 27.5-inch draw. Even at that 440 grain, you could probably be closer to 400 grain with this setup. All right, same setup with that Eva Shockey bow, 27.5-inch draw, 60-pound limbs. First up, 440 grain arrow. 231, so now 480 grain. 217, 500 grain. 215, and a 520 grain arrow. .212. So it's looking like that Mathews Prima is shooting a little bit faster than that Eva Shockey by Bowtech. So it's honestly going to come down to really feel, how I feel both are settling, both are shooting before and after the shot, and kind of weight wise as well. Feels like the Prima is quite a bit, almost a little bit lighter than that Eva Shockey bow. And so let's kind of discuss which one I'd rather go home with. All right guys, so that is Prima up against Eva Shockey. Honestly, after shooting them, the grip as well as just kind of the overall feel, I know that the Mathews is a little bit faster, but that Eva Shockey, it's gonna be a little bit easier to tune with that deadlock system, and it just felt a little bit more dead in the hand as far as settling in on the target goes. Don't get me wrong, that Mathews is a straight shooter. I would recommend getting into your shop and shooting both of these up against each other. That being said, I just want to say big thanks to everybody for showing your guys' support. Just hit 10K and I'm super pumped about it. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, really appreciate it. And big thanks to Humphreys Archery here in American Fork, Utah for letting me come on into the shop, shoot the bows and get the information out to you guys. Here's a couple other videos for you guys to check out and we'll see you guys next time.